Okay, hello, this is the domain. Okay. Hello everybody, this is the domain, and I want to thank Sacred Studios for giving us the opportunity to talk about Mega Construx here today, especially the history, because it's been going for 12, 13 years, and it is essentially a legacy at this point. Any brand would give anything to have this long of an IP. The fact that we've had hundreds of sets, thousands of figures, it's really about time we all sit down and talk about the history of Mega. So I want to thank Sacred Studios for this opportunity. We got some really great questions today. I'm going to bundle some up together. I'm going to do some individually. The first one is, when did you get into Mega Construx? And that is the very beginning. I bought the very first wave in its entirety. The very first blind bag figure I ever got was a Series 1 Active Camo Spartan, and really my passion for the brand was ignited immediately when I just saw how incredible these characters were. How incredible the figures were, to be fair. I dabbled in micro action figures before. I'd had some Warhammer micro paint figures, some Warhammer 40k. I'd also been hugely into Doctor Who action figures before. I have a complete set of Doctor Who action figures from Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant's era. But Halo Mega Construx really just hit it home for me because they were so collectible, and also, you know me, I'm a diorama guy. The fact that you could put these all into displays and have them fighting against each other seamlessly, the articulation was awesome, the weapon choices were great. The fact that I was Halo 3 was my first Halo game, and the fact that I was just I could see these weapons that I've been using for so long, and I was holding them in my hands, and that's kind of the joy that people get from 3D printing nowadays, that you literally have this thing that you're passionate about and then you're just holding it in your hand and it seems unreal. So I talk very passionately about this stuff because Mega has been such a large part of my life, as you all know. And yeah, my first set was definitely the original Mongoose. It was a Mongoose and a turret with an elite and an energy sword and a Spartan with a sniper rifle. I thought the sniper rifle was so badass, and the Mongoose particularly such a great build. And they've improved upon the Mongoose over time, but really it's still that core design, and it works so well. Then my first figure, my first figures would have been those. After the Mongoose, I got the Warthog, because you literally, and that's the thing as well that I love about Mega. You buy one thing, then it leads to another, and you slowly just start building up your army till it's a super respectable size, you know? So the Mongoose led to the Warthog. I remember the first set that I got that was truly insane to me, in terms of level of detail, printed and colored weapons, and the figure, was the original blue ODST drop pod. When I first got that, I was like, man, this is just so crazy. And then I got the green drop pod with the dual wield magnums, and I was so excited to get my first magnum, so excited. And it just evolved. It just as the brand evolved, my passion for it evolved. And it's so crazy people get into it nowadays. And I release reviews I just did the dual mode Warthog review. And some people are thinking it's a brand new set because there's so many that came before. It's hard to imagine just how many Warthogs there's actually been. And that's one thing we're trying to work on, a complete catalog of everything. But yeah, I remember getting that Mongoose from a discount store in England called B&M Bargains, and it was a really great time. And then the other big stepping off point for me was when I got my first Battlescape, which, I've been making videos recently talking about why is Mega not making a new Battlescape? It makes so much sense to me. But I remember the first Battlescape I got, and then suddenly that Battlescape fit on every figure and vehicle I had so far. So I had my Mongoose and my Warthog. I now had a Ghost and I think a Wraith at that point. And then some of the blind bag figures. And I think the original maybe the Assault on High Ground, but that was a few years later. But still, I got that base plate, I got that original big base, and I could display everything on it, and it was really, really great, desert colored as well. So really all fit in with the aesthetics. And then the EVA's Last Stand. We're talking about, I think I'm monologuing now. We're talking about stop motion animation. And yeah, that's really great questions because stop motion has been the founding reason for my YouTube channel, and then something that I've held very passionately since. The original name for my channel was the SS Motion. The original 2 creators of the channel was myself, Simon, and Sam. The SS was Sam and Simon. Motion was stop motion. And the very first videos I made on my channel, I actually re-released one recently because it's the 10-year anniversary of my channel, and like a lot of them are actually filmed in my bathroom in my house in England, and then also in my bedroom on this like old orange table. And when I was first getting into stop motion, I'd loved stop motion for a little while. I did an art project at college. Well, in England, college is a bit before American college. We call it university. But anyway, when I was at college, or like just after high school, I made a couple of stop motions of some flowers blooming in the sun. And then I just, I had a nice camera. I actually got the camera because I was a photographer for my auntie's wedding, and she got me a camera so I could be the photographer. And I then just started like taking photos of my halo because I had quite a little bit of a collection at that point. And then I put them into iMovie, or maybe Windows Movie Maker. Yeah, Windows Movie Maker. And I remember the first time like all these cells were going together and it made a stop motion, and I just thought it was like insane. Like I was so happy. Well, like actually really proud of myself that I'd made the stop motion animation. Once I'd done some experimenting, I then made 2 major stop motions, the Assault on Desert Outpost 171. And once I'd finished that one, that actually took place on that original battlescape, the desert one. A Marine and a couple of custom Spartans were defending the base. And then these custom Spartans ended up getting names and then became the main characters in my next animation series, the, what was it called? The Chronicles of Spartan 737. So the Assault on Desert Outpost 171 and the Chronicles of Spartan 737 were my first major stop motions. By that point, I got pretty used to it. And I then decided to make some like more exciting story-driven stuff. And then Mega Construx themselves, back then they were Mega Blocks, did a really big stop-motion animation competition. I don't know what year that was in. I would say it was probably roughly like 2012, maybe 2013. And there was some really big prizes. 5 categories, I believe, like comedy, action, adventure, something else. I entered comedy and adventure. Adventure, I made an animation called The Grand Adventure. And that was the one that, I don't even know how many views it's got on the channel now. It's definitely my most viewed video. And it was what really like kicked off my channel majorly. 740,000 views on The Grand Adventure. Just this like random stupid animation about 2 ODSTs like dropping into a house, and then it turns out it's meant to be like a surprise birthday party for one of the ODSTs, and then there's just some like Halo piano music, and I'm sure most people have seen the thumbnail if they're Halo Mega Bloks fans. Like it's floated around the internet for a long time. And that one was really cool. As well as the comedy entry, which was called Surviving an Infection. That spun off to a whole comedy series called Surviving an Infection, Surviving the Mayan Apocalypse, Surviving Christmas, Surviving an Affair. It was like this whole thing. There was one episode that I never released, which was Surviving Time Travel, where the main Red Spartan called Bob, it was Bob, Janet, and Billy, and Bob was meant to time travel back in time with the TARDIS from Doctor Who and save Billy and Janet from all the times they died in the previous episodes, but that never aired. And yeah, stop motion was a big deal. A lot of the other questions are revolving around stop motion, and I want to answer them as best I can. Did you ever voice act for any stop motions? Absolutely. I did a lot of voice acting for the surviving animations. I also voice acted ODST Avery in The Grand Adventure. And then I've done like a lot of other little stop motion projects. I was also the voice of Spartan 737 in that Chronicles series. So definitely I've had a lot of little attempts in the past. I would love to do more. I would really love to do more. What I'm working on in the future is possibly, if I can grow my channel enough, paying a real deal animator to make a proper series on the channel that I can get my friends and myself to voice act in. That's always a dream of mine. Maybe I'll do it one day if I have some stonking cash. We'll see. Yeah, have you started using stop motion? If so, what have you animated? Yeah, I've pretty much just stop motion animated Halo. I've not done it in the last few years just because it is really, really time consuming, but I would love to. If I ever had more free time, I would really enjoy that. I've also dabbled in clay animation before. It was definitely the reason that I got invested in stop motion animation. Watching things like Wallace and Gromit when I was younger were a big inspiration to me. Were there any gripes that you have had with Mega? Ooh. No, actually, question 6 first. What are your thoughts on the new sets that are going to be released this year? Yeah, I've made my thoughts very clear on the internet. I am absolutely in love with pretty much all of them. They are just like, this is the fall lineup of 2022 is the best year of Mega Construx ever. I don't think many people would disagree with me. There have been some very, very good years, don't get me wrong. Really, Mega's prime was between the end of Halo Reach and the beginning of Halo 4. When Halo 4 was just ramping up its promotional material, Mega was still releasing Reach sets, but so many Halo 4 sets, and they were all really great. So that might have been the peak, but in terms of definitely the last 6 or 7 years, this fall is the best. The Banished Phantom, while a little clunky, has a Jaeger Adomni with so many new molded pieces, and the Gummy Escharam I'm very excited about. The Scorpion is probably the thing that's on the lowest of my pecking order just because I've got enough Scorpions, but I really respect everything that's going on in that set. The ODST Hive Exterminators is the best value for money set ever, in my opinion. Like, it is wild how much is crammed into that set. And everything else, like the fall 2022 lineup is awesome. And the Halo Heroes from Halo Universe, I mean, clearly the best decisions Mega have made over the past, I don't even know how many years, was to differentiate between Halo Infinite and Halo Universe. Going down 2 different holes so you can have Halo Infinite sets still, but also embrace everything that came before it's the chef's kiss. Good job there, Mega. Question number 7. Were there any gripes that you have had with Mega? I don't want to talk about that many gripes, particularly because there haven't been that many. And also I'm in the position now where I want to be a spokesperson for Mega. You know, I want to represent everything good about the company because there is so much good. You can find negatives from any major company. Pretty much the bigger they get, the more negatives there are, the more they have to manage, and the more cutbacks they seem to do. Mega is at a good position where they're not too big of a company, so they can have a better user interface experience than Lego. Mega have also had an incredibly difficult few years with the closing of Toys R Us, with the delaying of Halo Infinite, with the merger with Mattel being pretty crazy, and also with COVID. So Mega have had a really difficult time, and clearly they had to scale back a lot of their staff. That's no secret, but that's also Mattel's doing. You know, Mattel had to really majorly reduce their staff numbers. So it's no issue to me, anything that's happened with Mega over the years. What I want to focus on is how much Mega are improving right now. We've had 2 MCX fan votes recently. The second MCX fan vote was the only time the public outside of a Halo convention have ever been able to vote on a new set. Then we've had the relationship that Mega is building with the Squad 45 Discord, the Q&As there, the fact that they are super open about release dates, about prices, about prototypes. They're sharing way more behind the scenes information than arguably ever before, and I'm all for it. So I got no gripes. I think Mega's doing a really great job, and they're clearly listening to fan feedback. There are so many reasons for that, so many examples for that. I want to just give one, which would be the new Scorpion. The new Scorpion has 2 hunters, and that's literally because we said we didn't want to collect 1 hunter from the Wasp and 1 hunter from the Pelican. They listen. They listen better than most companies, I would say. So yeah, Mega doing a great job. Sacred Studios doing a great job. Thank you very much for having me on. I would love to delve more into the history of Mega Construx in the future. I want to be doing a lot delving into the history of the community in the future. And shout out to you all, guys. You stay awesome, you stay safe. The domain is signing off.
When did I first get into Mega Construx? I think it was about the time I got a few figures from a friend of mine for a couple of dollars. However, I haven't been able to pay him back because I have no clue who it was. my goal is to be able to find him and pay him back. I still feel like a dick for not doing it then. It's my one regret. That's one of my main regrets in life. 2, what were my first figures and sets? I had a yellow and white customizer pack. I got that with my money from my birthday. Pretty baller set, to be honest with you. I still have the figures. They're now used for customs. Did I ever voice act for any stop motions? No. I don't have a voice acting voice. Plain and simple. I'm just me. What did I voice act in? Nothing. I would voice act, but as I said, I don't have the voice acting voice. I have the voice for a silent film and a face for the radio. Have I ever started doing stop motion? If so, what have I animated? Yes, actually, I do animations. I'm actually in the middle of working on one. Personally, I'm okay with my animations. Kind of hard when you only have a green 32 by 32 base plate. However, I make do with what I can. And I think I do it okay, I guess. But yes, my first animation was 7 months ago, and it was a shooting test with a custom. I think it was my smoothest animation to date. And that was August 1st, 2021. Wow. A while ago. What are your thoughts on the new sets that are going to be released this year? Oh boy, I'm very excited personally. 7 sets, and Mega did it amazing on how they announced it. Like, there's a live stream going through it with a few employees from Mega Construx along with a special guest. The Halo Heroes Spartan Hunted is one of the best figures I've seen thus far. It's beautiful. I don't care that other people didn't vote for Haunted. Flood, Thrall Slayer. What else was there? It was Flood, Thrall Slayer, Haunted, and CQB. I voted for the Haunted. I love it. We have a Pepsi-style Mark 7 Spartan. Coke for the win. Kelly, and an ODST. The skirmisher looks... everything just looks brilliant. The little tank thingy, I don't have the names on me. I'm doing this at... 5 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. But yes, that looks beautiful. The new Warthog, yellow, green. I'm not a fan of those 2 color combinations. However, Mega did this beautifully. And you can swap out the turret for other things. And red team. Let's move on down. The ODST pack. 4 ODSTs, a flag, and 2, I don't remember the name. But the ODSTs look beautiful. We haven't gotten ODSTs in a while. The Ghost. I think that's what it is. I don't know. We're getting 2 Marines. Old style Marines. I love those. We're getting Grunt and Elite. That energy sword is mainly what I want along with the Marines. And just the weapons. Battle rifle and a rocket launcher. Beautiful. That, banished set. As I said, I don't have the names on me. Beautiful. It's a beautiful set overall, and it might come with Master Chief. It might not. I'm okay with either. We had a lot of Master Chiefs so far. Going on, the Scorpion. I know this because I love tanks. That Spartan, beautiful. The Marine, beautiful. 2 Hunters and an Elite. I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited for what's coming up in the future, this year and in the future of Mega Construx. Moving on. Were there any gripes that you've had with Mega? Only 2 major ones, and both of them other companies do too. 1, quality control. Beforehand, it was amazing. In Infinite, I felt like it was slipping a bit. Quality control is still good, figures are still good, but most of the time, but what I've seen, I have a lot of figures that are just loose, limbs pop off. the new Infinite style Marines are a very big example of this. Their feet just don't stop swinging. And I can't use Marines for customs, unlike Spartans. But as I said, LEGO does this too. A lot of other companies do this. So, and the missing pieces. I've had 2 major sets that came with them: the Warhawk and the Master Chief helmet. At least the Warhawk wasn't visible. But yeah. It's the interview. Did what I could. If you yeah, Pixel Forge Animations. That's me. I'm working on a new animation now, actually. So yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
Getting into Mega Construx. Well, I got back into it when it was still called Mega Blocks. I believe around the time they were still doing Marvel, to give you a time frame of how long it was. The first set I saw, it was a Halo set. It was a armory pack. It was a red Mark IV with a weapon rack, and that's how I got into Mega Blocks. And after that, I just kept collecting. My mom bought me a huge bag full of the Marvel ones, and I really enjoyed those. So yeah, that's how I got into Mega. My first figures. Well, I just said my first figure was the second set I got was kind of like the same set, but instead it was a Brute. Did you ever voice act for any stop motions? Yes. Yes, I have. I have voice acted for almost every video of Will's Bricks. Look them up, they're rather funny. I've voice acted for a lot of stuff by Battle Axe Animations. You might know me as James or Cinder if you've watched that. I have voiced in Wyoming Origins. I voiced 2 characters in the last episode, and I will be voicing acting in Wyoming 4. Also in Wyoming's videos, I have voice acted as myself. Do I plan to do more voice acting? That's not a question here, but to answer my own question, yes. Have you ever started doing stop motion? If so, what have you animated? I have done a little bit of animation. A lot of it's either deleted or privated now. I have been trying to get back into animation, but I just don't have any time. My most recent animation was a joke animation of me scanning Battle Axe and finding out he's Pepsi. What are your thoughts on the new sets that are going to be released this year? If you mean the new sets by the ones that we were just shown the other day, as in like the elephant and whatnot, I'm excited. I'm excited for the elephant. I'm excited for the Otis T pack. I'm kind of excited for the warthog because it's an old warthog and it looks nice. I'm mainly concerned for that elephant. I want an elephant. And for a set that's coming out soon for the time frame that I'm recording this audio, Falcon Sweep set. I'm excited. Were there any gripes that you have with the Mega? First of all, sometimes I just feel like they're a little lazy with their paint jobs. Second gripe, they haven't done Gears of War. Come on, Mega. Please, Mega. Mega, please. Please do Gears of War, Mega. My third gripe would be, I wish they would have continued with Destiny. I feel like they're going good with that. Especially with like the more recent developments in characters, set locations, and whatnot. I would have really enjoyed to see a Saint 14 in Mega Construx form, or a Mithrax for that matter. It would have been rather nice. My fourth gripe is just, I don't know, they just don't put enough sets of the sets out. Like, for example, you'll try to get a set and it's just like you can barely find it. It's like once in a blue moon you'll actually find a set that you're looking for, unless you want to buy on Amazon, and then with that you're just going to be dealing with scalpers. It's not fun. It's not. Oh, that's all the questions? Well, all right. Well, with that being said, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay, let's see here. When did I get into Mega Construx? So my first figure was the Battle for the Ark Blind Bags Marine. So that would have been 2018, I guess, because that was when Battle for the Ark came out, and that was still there's tons of them in my Walmart. I wish I would have gotten more, but yeah. So I first got into Mega Construx in 2018. I think it was probably late 2018. So that means I've been collecting for about 3 years now. Gosh, time flies. I just said my first figure, the Battle for the Ark Blind Bag Marine, which is one of the best Marine designs so far. Like, even with all the new Marines coming out, I still think those Halo Wars Marines are some of the best. And then the first set, build wise, I'm not sure. I mean, I got the Capture the Flag Base Crasher set, but that was like a figure pack. So I guess maybe the Call of Duty like little tank tread drone thing. But I'm trying to think what the first Halo one was. Now I can't think of it. I got the Atheon from the Destiny line. That was before I had gotten the Halo set. What Halo set did I start with? Great. Now this is going to bug me until I remember it. But anyway, I'm going to have to think about it off camera. My thoughts on the new sets that are going to be released this year. I've kind of explained them a little bit, but this year's wave of sets has proven that Mega is listening to the fans more than I think they ever have. And they've really, really impressed me with like the way that they've engaged, they've listened. Like with the Banished Phantom, I think it was Yan and Kevin, they said they went through and they pulled off all the times that people said we want a Banished Phantom, and they had it ready to show as like a PowerPoint thing to convince the rest of the company that it was time to make a Phantom. But they didn't end up needing that. But yeah, super, super excited about all the new sets. The ODST pack is a must-have. There's so many cool things about that set. The new Halo 3 Marines with the removable helmets are really cool. But I'm looking forward to the Halo 4 Marines a little bit more. I don't know. I like that design a lot. And then, of course, we're getting finally an official Griffin and Stone, which is great. And that makes... Wait, do I have one of them behind me? I don't. It makes the purple and white camo guys from the Halo Heroes series. That makes it not Griffin and Stone, which means they're just generic multiplayer Spartans, which I'm always for more generic multiplayer Spartans. The elephant is great. I was not expecting another elephant, but hey, I'll take it. I like the look of the Phantom. The Scorpion looks great. The proportions are a little weird in some spots, but it's a new Scorpion. Like, I haven't been able to get my hands on any Scorpions, so I'm super hyped for that. Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting one? There's the Banished Phantom, the Elephant, the ODST pack, the Red Team Charge. Yes! That's really cool because I've been wanting to get a full Red Team, and while it's not the Halo Wars 2 version, it's still full Red Team. So I'm looking forward to that. The Warthog I can't speak. The Warthog looks great as well. And then we have Serena as an AI, which is kind of cool. Just probably one of the best waves of sets I've ever seen released. Infinite Wave 1 was great, but this is something else. And that Spartan Haunted, I'm really looking forward to that because they said they're using the matte olive green, and I absolutely love that color. And then any gripes that I have with Mega. Honestly, what's been annoying me the most is that they have parts. So for example, I'm going to use Fireteam Raven. Ramos was released, and he is supposed to have he's the demolition guy, pretty sure. So he has the demolition shoulder, like the big bulked up shoulder and some other things. And for some reason, Mega just decided to do a normal ODST getup, and they already have the parts to make him accurate, but they refuse to do that for some reason. So like just little things like that when they clearly have the pieces to make something the way it needs to be, and then they just kind of don't for reasons unexplained. So like the new Hudson Halo Heroes, he's not going to be totally accurate. He's not going to have the correct shoulders. And I'm confused as to why, because we have the correct pieces. Mega's just not using them. But other than that, I think they've been doing a really, really good job as a company. They're paying attention to the fans. They're trying to do their best to improve the places that they need to improve on. And just overall, they're doing a really good job. They just need to tighten up those little things here and there. Like, come on. You could have given Ross the Mickey shoulder. It would have been so easy. So easy.
I probably got into Mega Construx about the same time I started making YouTube videos, so probably around late 2016, early 2017. I don't particularly remember what my first set was or what my first figures were, but I believe it was one of those Spartan or ODST armor customization packs. Yeah, I've done some voice acting for stop motions, mostly smaller things. But recently I voice acted in Gray Team from Stupid Stop Motions, the first part, and I believe he's working on a second part. And I also did some for a now defunct channel. I think it might be deleted. Yeah, actually, last time I checked, the channel was deleted, called The Moving Brick. And I think the only evidence left on Earth of it is an unlisted video of my voice lines. I've animated mostly Halo Mega Bloks and Lego for pretty much all of my channel's history, though I did do some pseudo-claymation with Play-Doh and also actual clay. But, yeah, those are usually few and far between. I haven't gotten the chance to look at most of the new sets coming out lately, but I do like the look of the Haunted Helm. I think that'd be pretty cool to animate. I don't really have a bone to pick with Mega, so to speak. They've given me these figures, which I've filmed with for years at this point. But, yeah, I'm pretty neutral on the company. The leg articulation's a bit crap, but that's about it.
I first came across Halo Mega Bloks when it initially released in 2009. I think all of the fall 2022 sets look phenomenal. I'm very pleased different games are being represented again rather than just Infinite. Distribution really needs to be improved. My first set that I ever got was the UNSC turret. It came with 3 Spartans that I customized absolutely terribly. Shortly after that, I got the Mega Bloks Ghost and Scorpion and Wraith. None of them are complete, mind you. I started doing stop motion back in 2014 with plasticine figures, and I animated on a phone app called Stop Motion Studio. Eventually, I started to animate Mega Bloks, and I got a DSLR camera and Dragon Frame software to help improve the quality. Notable animations of mine would be my first ever large-scale project, Halo Desolation, which I released back in 2020. And there's Chief vs. Banished Outpost, which at the time of recording this has almost reached 1 million views, which is absolutely insane. Thank you so much if you've watched it. I've lent my voice to a few stop motions, first being a film I made called Halo Desolation back in 2020. I also voiced for a few other animators, like Rapid Action Animations, where I voiced a couple of elites for the SOS series. I voice acted for Willstar123, where I played the role of an elite warlord in the Redoubt of Sundering animation. And as of recording this, I have done some lines for Vraptor Hiss in a work-in-progress animation series.
I got into Mega Construx around 2013. I was pretty young, and I had no idea what Halo was. But I was in the store with my grandma just shopping for toys, and I found this pack of 4 Spartans in it. And it was the UNSC Combat Orange unit. It was like a really old set. but I thought it looked cool, so I was like, oh, hey, can I get this? And she was like, all right, whatever. So I got it, and I thought these toys were incredible, so I started getting more and more, and I just, play with them because I was really young. Like, I was like 7 years old. And that's actually how I got into Halo, was from the toys. Because before that, I literally had no idea what Halo was. I never heard of it, never played it, never even seen it. I voice acted for one stop motion. It was, pretty sure it was from the dude, TJ Animations. He made a stop motion, Halo stop motion. I think I voice acted as like a Marine or something. I don't know which video it was in, but I'm pretty sure it was his video I voice acted in. One of his videos. So, yeah, I've been doing stop motion for a pretty long time. Yeah, so after a couple years of me just playing with my Halo toys, because I was young and I just played with them, I started going on YouTube and I saw stop motions of the Halo Mega Blocks. And I started watching them and got pretty addicted to them. So then I took out my 3DS that I had, and it had like a stop motion mode on it in the camera. And I started doing my own stop motions. They were terrible quality, but I didn't think that back then because I was pretty young. And then as time went on, I got a phone and I started doing stop motions on there. And my skills got better on there and it looked better. But it wasn't until around like 2 years ago, it wasn't around 3 years ago that my stop motions actually became watchable. And I realized what frames per second was, and I started making them smoother and better. And almost 2 years ago, my channel, I made a YouTube channel like 7 years ago, and it was not popular like at all until last year when I made this stop motion called Halo Stranded. And as soon as I uploaded that, my channel kind of blew up, and a lot of people started subscribing and watching it, and then that inspired me to make more and more stop motions consistently. And so I've made a lot of stop motions in my Stranded series. Go watch it, by the way. And still continuing. And I've also entered a couple stop motion contests. And yeah, my Stranded series right now, my biggest series on the channel, that gets the most views and is getting a lot of attention from people. So yeah, I think the sets of 2022 are amazing, personally. Like, we've had the Series 15 just come out, and I managed to get Agent Locke, but that's all I can get in the store because I couldn't find anyone else. That's the last one there. But like the other sets releasing, like Arbiter's Quest looks pretty good. Gungoose Gambit I'm also excited for because it actually has its own commando gun. Banished Garrison pack, I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the best character packs Mega's ever produced, my opinion. I'm really excited to get my hands on the Falcon, and then those sets coming in the fall are also incredible, like the Elephant and the Phantom. I'm really, really excited for those, and I can't wait for them to come out. I think I only have one gripe with Mega, and that was when they start selling sets, they don't sell them from their own website. It would link you to go to Amazon and Target or other places, and that kind of threw me off guard because usually, websites, would sell their own stuff on their website, but Mega just links you to other places, and people sell stuff on those websites for double the price they should be. So, but that's kind of my only gripe with Mega. Everything else they do is pretty good. So, yeah.